Hey, what is up, everybody? It's your boy, One Cat Rocky, and y'all already read the title. I'm watching scary hitchhiking horror stories. This was like, I remember watching this when I watched this before, but I was like 10. This is when I remember watching Mr. Nightmare, like, the fucking first time he even became a fucking YouTuber. Like, I remember Mr. Nightmare from when he didn't even have 100,000 subscribers yet. And now he's a dead channel, sadly. But, hey, I've seen him throughout his entire growth. I don't know, I've seen a lot of Mr. Nightmare before, but other than that, it's Hitchhiking Horror Stories. I barely remember even any of these stories anyway. I probably watched these stories with my mom and got her addicted to watching scary stories, so. But other than that, let's get into it. There you are. Turn the volume up a little bit, not that loud. Okay, not that high either. Fucking shit scratching on that. Bro, what do you mean, child? I'm probably just gonna make one episode for each story, just so each video isn't too long to the point where I can't upload it because I'm not verified. I'm a piece of shit. But let's just get into it.
So this was told to me by an old family friend, Nikki, numerous times as a kid growing up, as one of those life advice stories to keep in mind through the years. And to her credit, I've never forgotten it. Whenever anything associated with hitchhiking comes up, it always springs to mind, and probably always will. Even makes me a bit ill whenever I think about it, actually. So Nikki, who grew up at the same time as my dad, so this was about early 80s, I believe, she was a young woman in her mid-20s. She's one of those real, kind-hearted souls, always willing to help another out in a time of need, you know? And I can't imagine her being anything other than that when she was younger, so I totally see her doing this too. So driving into the city, which was about a 2-hour drive from town, she saw a man walking down the side of the road. As she neared, he turned and, in typical hitchhiker manner, stuck out the old arm and thumb. Nikki, bless her heart, pulled over and asked him if he needed any help. She told me he was really polite, if not a bit shy, when he asked for a lift into the city.
Yeah, what the fuck does hitchhiking mean then other than sticking your goddamn thumb out or some shit? What do you mean?
Nikki gave a smile and popped open the passenger door for the guy, who then tossed his bag into the back seat and buckled up for the ride ahead. They talked pleasantly for most of the trip, about friends, the news, etc. You know, happy small talk. She felt that they were getting along very well, and even bought him dinner at the pit stop a little over halfway there. She says he seemed really flustered and awkward when she paid, but one of the things they talked about was money and how he was pretty damn strapped for cash, which was why he was hitchhiking in the first place. But he eventually relented and they went on their way. As soon as they got into the city, he thanked her profusely for the ride and the food and asked to be dropped off once they hit downtown.
True. If you fucking got a hitchhiker, they'd usually be like fucking dicks to you or would try to kidnap you. Honestly, at that point, come on now. I would be blessed to my fucking heart the fullest if that shit happened to me. Come on now. Not that I'd not have a ride, but because, Uber, taxis exist. I live in Canada, so we don't really have Uber, but still.
Before getting out, he asked for Nikki's phone number so he could contact her one day and maybe catch up.
Yep.
Thrilled at the prospect of knowing how her new friend was faring, Nikki wrote it down for him and drove off with the warm feeling of having done a good deed. Now, I'm sorry if you were expecting something creepy to have happened by now, but I think this is what freaked me out so much as a kid. How nice everything seemed to have worked out. Nikki gets this crease in her forehead and a funny look in her eye when she tells me this next part. How
funny look in her eye.
A week later, she got a phone call from the same man she had picked up. He didn't let her get a word in edgewise after hello, and told her that she should thank God that she was raised so nice. Because when he first got in the car, he was planning on...
Are you fucking serious? He shouldn't be thankful that she's not dead. She should just be fucking pissed off at that fucking guy. What the hell is wrong with him? Come on now. People are so fucked up.
Raping and murdering her once they got to that pit stop. That he was going to steal that car and dump her body in a ditch further down the road and go on his merry way. But after she talked with him so kindly...
Jeez, and I just thought, all of it would just be the fucking, like, about the driver being the creepy ass. But nope, it's the fucking other dude person, the passenger. Yeah.
And even treated him to dinner with a smile on her face. He couldn't bring himself to do it. He didn't think that he could live with himself after doing that to such a nice lady. The man's final words on the phone were, "Please, Nikki, please, never ever pick up another hitchhiker." Then he hung up the phone. Nikki
I don't think she was ever planning on doing it. That was probably like a one-time chance. Go fuck yourself.
never got a call from him again. When she tried redialing the number, she got a payphone. And so, I've learned one important thing from this story. That I'm going to take that man's advice and never, ever pick up a hitchhiker.
Never fucking be a hitchhiker. Who the fuck? I'm so sorry. Fucking ads.
The Wrong Hitchhiker by Nathan Bartholomew.
Alright, well, I'll end this one episode here and I'll get on to the other one. Good night.